So, what do you do when you are an extreme left winger and you believe complete nonsense? And this complete nonsense has been so resoundingly rejected by the general public that your guy and everyone connected to him lost catastrophically in an election to the point where the enemy controls everything and now has the power to root out your ideology from every federal institution, probably going right down to the universities that birthed it. Well, you cope and seethe, and you have nowhere else to go and nothing else to do other than double down on it. Because any amount of self reflection as to why the proposition of destroying America and hating white people and hating straight people and hating blah, 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 blah actually wasn't very appealing. Well, if you've been marinated in that for a decade or so, you don't know anything else, why would you want to try anything else? It becomes essentially a form of nostalgia, as Woke Beyond here says. Am I the only one around here who still likes wokeness and PC culture? Yeah, pretty much, actually. And so this has led them to coin the term dark woke, which actually is more worrying than you might think, and we'll get on to why in a minute. But as far as I can tell, this seems to have come from a person called Lilith Lovett, who has said a few days ago, said, dark woke is the way forward. No more of this namby-pamby language policing that nobody likes. When someone says a slur to you, the response shouldn't be, well, you can't say that. The response should be to call them a slur right back. But your entire movement is built on language policing. It's literally based on the idea that you get to manipulate language, so you declare things to not be the other things that they are, and you render other things out of bounds so that the thing you have declared to be the thing that it's not isn't criticized by the people who have been rendered out of bounds. Like there's no other way for woke ideology to propagate itself than through the manipulation of language. And that's how it works. There's nothing else to it. That's what the thing is. It's about recategorizing to render the purpose of categories irrelevant, to render them obsolete. And so you have to language police. There's nothing else to it. Calling them a slur right back is you doing what they want you to do, and so undoes your entire movement. So, I mean, and also, let's be fair, it's not like woke people have been very nice, right? They haven't exactly been reluctant to call people names or reluctant to be mean to people. So you being like, hey, we're going to call you slurs and be very mean to you. Well, yeah, I believe it. And that's something that's bound to happen, right? Anyway, so it begins with, there's some funny things. I'll be dead naming the Gulf of Mexico along with Twitter. That actually is rather amusing. Then you've got ancient examples of people using slurs to describe people who are anti-woke, which is fine, who cares? But then you get the more sort of evil things. Again, it's hard not to just characterize the woke movement as a collection of evil people doing evil things, right? Because they seem to just come out and say, hey, yeah, we're evil and we want to be evil, and we are not even going to be nice about us being evil, even though we've never been nice about us being evil. We've always been mean about being evil. So anyway, you've got this person here. I'd low-key rather 1 million men go to jail over false rape accusations than one rapist getting away. Hashtag dark woke. Yeah, that's kind of their mindset, right? Because they assume that they're not going to be the ones who are being punished. So I'd rather 1 million people who aren't me be punished than one thing I object to being able to happen. Anyway, so they say, I actually don't think it's dark woke to punish the chuds. So this, of course, was arguing, no, we should, the tariff should hurt. It's good that they hurt the Republicans most. And someone's like, well, hang on a second, is that what we want? It's like, well, there's a lot of what you people want. You see the chuds, you hate them because you're hateful people and you want them to suffer. And you've been doing this for years. And now you've got to the point where the chuds are in charge and they're like, yeah, no, we're just getting rid of all this. You're like, oh no, I'm being oppressed. I have to go to dark woke now. This is another example, apparently, where you tell people to off themselves if you don't like their opinions on things. Oh, this person isn't woke. Therefore, off yourself. Just, oh really? That's dark woke, is it? This is a good example of dark woke. Telling people to do this. This is very sensitive, kind, and precisely what I expected from the left-wing movement at this point. And of course, then you've got people, again, these are dark woke is rising, according to right-wing cope, which seems to be coping and seething, which is just vandalism. It's just vandalism. This is dark woke now. It's political vandalism. I saw someone with a Cybertruck, therefore I vandalized it, and that's dark woke. It's like, right. So not really any different to what you were doing. Right? Woke seems to be dark woke seems to be just woke, right? Like, we're going to be mean to people, we're going to be insanely communist and progressive and do all of the deconstructive things we're going to do. We're just going to be really mean about it now. It's like, okay, so nothing's changed. This is what you did all along, which is why everyone hates you, which is why you've lost. Like, it's one thing saying, look, we just want to destroy America, bro. We just want to destroy white people. We just want to destroy the ancient institutions of our country. We just want to destroy everything, right? It's one thing doing that. And there's another thing being really mean about it, right? Because, I mean, I guess you would have got a bit further if you'd just been nice about it. But no, dark woke means acknowledging the purpose of the Second Amendment, which is apparently shoot police. Now, there were no police when the Second Amendment was written. Police are actually a far more modern invention. Actually, it was for forming militias to resist a tyrannical government, which you were happy with when you were in control of it. So actually, fine, but whatever. The point is, it's for killing people who are doing their job. That's what they want. This is what dark woke is. This is a way of radicalizing themselves and providing moral justification for doing terrible things, for killing and hurting people who are a part of the system that they are trying to tear down. That system being the United States, and those people being normal people who are just trying to get on with their lives. So it's about how the radical fringe of communist lunatics that have been created by the universities, funded by the left-wing US government, have been essentially kind of left out in the cold. Oh, our networks are being defunded, are they? Oh, we're probably going to get the DEI stuff taken out of universities because of all the federal grants they'll have withdrawn if not. So the infrastructure to woke is going to go away. But where do the radical activists go? Where do the people who have been radicalized go while they stew online, not ever once thinking, was I taken advantage of? Have I had something denied to me, like normality? Have I had that denied to me? Have I been manipulated into being a kind of part of the woke lumpen proletariat or something by my communist overlords? No, they just go, no, I'm the one with the only correct morals, and therefore I'm justified in committing terrorism, essentially, which is where this goes. Because this is apparently dark woke. Quote, if PragerU was a real school, I'd shoot it up. It's like, oh, would you? I believe you, actually. I believe you when you say it. And again, this is the sort of thing where it's like, haha, we are the dirtbag left. We say edgy things to, we're just openly advocating for terrorism now, actually. And this was inevitable, apparently, because the liberal side of the culture war has not been overtly cruel enough to fit into American politics. Well, you got me. I mean, I've only been covering this for more than a decade now, and I've only seen the worst people on earth being a part of left-wing Western movements and being insanely cruel to people who just don't deserve it. Right? People who just don't justify these things. For example, do you remember this guy? Good on Brick for dragging this guy out of the memory hole. So this chap was heading a team of scientists who landed a lander on a moving comet. Incredible feat. Incredible feat. I would have no idea where to begin, right? So this team, incredible work. They actually landed it on a moving comet. That's incredible. And he went viral because of this shirt that he's wearing now. This shirt was made for him by a female friend. But of course, this was back in like 2014 or something like that. And this was considered to be misogyny. They ruined his life over this, ruined his big day over this. Even though, the success and whatever comes from having the success that's built on top of it, irrelevant. Just woke mob were like, cancel this guy, ruin his life. Because a female friend of his made him this shirt and he wore it on the day. So, okay, great. So it's not that you haven't been nice enough. What it is you haven't committed enough terrorism, right? Because that seems to be, is this dark woke? I think this sounds pretty much in line with the other dark woke stuff that we were talking about, right? Like, it's pretty dark woke to talk about murdering people. And so when someone actually does, or a trans vegan terror cult actually does start murdering border patrol agents, so not exactly politically neutral people, so politically motivated terrorism by insane left-wing radicals, Can we fairly characterize that as dark woke? Well, I would suggest that actually, yes, we can. This is the kind of thing what dark woke is going to lead to, because the purpose of dark woke is to form a moral justification for hating people who are not woke, hating people who are part of the normal political operation of the United States, and finding excuses to murder them to try and bring about the woke revolution. That's what this is about. And so, yes, this is as dark woke as anything else that has been suggested as being dark woke. And so, actually, I do think that maybe social media platforms want to take this seriously. Maybe the government wants to take this seriously in America because, let's be fair, they're probably going to kill people. And this isn't good, actually. I don't think that a bunch of communist radicals should be given license to go and kill people. I think that's bad. So, just a thought. But anyway, so yeah, dark woke is essentially the coping and seething of the left, having failed and refusing to critique their own beliefs, and instead deciding, you know what, I would rather kill people than do some introspection. That's what this has come to. And so you'll probably see more of this in future, and you'll probably see more of this in future, unfortunately.